Welcome back to Views with Hughes, your agenda-free news. This is Jerome Hughes, and the story of the hour. Disney's SHILLS site Fandom is turning against Kathleen Kennedy over the handling of the Acolyte. Why is this all of a sudden happening? Does this mean that more SHILLS sites and stuff and other Disney SHILLS will go ahead and turn against Kathleen Kennedy as well as Disney? Well, we're going to go ahead and get right into that. Okay, so now we see here that Fandom is the site right here. We all know it's the Disney SHILLS site. Has one on the head and turned against Kathleen Kennedy. Okay, now we can see here that this article right here that's titled "I haven't seen the Star Wars community so united since Mando 2 finale, and the Acolyte broke George Lucas's franchise to its core, and Disney can no longer play the victim card to get out of this." So basically, what this article is about how Disney as well as Lucasfilm will have to stop blaming the fans and everything. Okay, and this is also crucial for Kathleen Kennedy, but will she listen? Who knows? Now, Praddick is the author of this article, who also wrote the article from Fandom that says whatever episode 3 was pertaining to Acolyte, it sure isn't Star Wars. Dave Filoni has tough days ahead after the Acolyte episode 3 sparks outrage for the right reasons. Okay, now, yeah, Praddick Hadori is the Fandom writer of this article, but also the writer of that other article was criticizing Dave Filoni on Dave Filoni is receiving from the fan base for allowing this lore breaking Disney Plus show, The Acolyte, to be shown and stuff. You know, now some people are speculating that maybe Jon Favreau and Bob Iger allowed the show to be made so it could be used as a reason to fire not only Kathleen Kennedy but Dave Filoni. Okay. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it sounds reasonable, but we're just gonna have to see how this plays out and everything. Okay, so the fact of the matter is, like, if the websites like Fandom are not criticizing Kathleen Kennedy and the Acolyte, it's because they've been directed to do so by Bob Iger and his team in preparation for the rumored upcoming crucial emergency meeting. Okay, now Disney issued their directives and stuff, and this information comes always from the always compliant Fandom. And in the article, it reads that in the past, Disney has often blamed toxic fan culture, okay, for poor or mixed reviews or reception of its Star Wars entries. But however, Acolyte facing nearly universal rejection and fans overwhelmingly united in their dislike for the series. And Disney must finally acknowledge that their strategy for new Star Wars stories is flawed and in dire need of a complete overhaul. Okay? So, of course, I'm paraphrasing what's said in this paragraph right here, but I basically put in my own words. Now, the new Star Wars series itself, The Acolyte, has been a big flop among the fans because, well, quite simply, Acolyte doesn't stick to George Lucas's original ideas. And people who love Star Wars for a long time feel that Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are going in the wrong direction with this show, The Acolyte. And fans are really angry and have come together to criticize it. Or maybe a lot of them just not angry anymore. You know, they're jaded. All right. But the fact of the matter is, you know, the fans have become more united in the criticism than ever, and it's also the same as how they felt after the Mandalorian season 2 finale. You know, going on to Mandalorian season 3, when they were really happy with the direction of that show from season finale, but then next you know, season 3 happened and it became a complete dud. Now, in the past, Disney and Kathleen Kennedy have blamed who they deemed as toxic fans for bad reviews, but the massive backlash to the Acolyte shows that there are bigger problems with Kathleen Kennedy and her vision for storytelling approach. Now, a lot of people on social media are disappointed, expressing their frustration and disappointment against the Acolyte and Kathleen Kennedy. And many are saying that Kathleen Kennedy and her handling of the series has hurt the Star Wars franchise even more. A lot of fans saying that, you know, it's dead, or there's some fans that who still have hope in it. Either way, fans are arguing that the series doesn't respect the original spirit of Star Wars from George Lucas, and it feels like it's being taken away from what made the series special in the first place. When I say the series, I'm talking about the George Lucas Lucas trilogy. All right. Now the Acolyte has low ratings, which reflects that what many viewers are unhappy with it, and it's clear that there's a widespread discontent among the fan base and feel that Disney needs to learn from listen to their fans about their concerns if they want to win back the fan support, at least for the fans who are still remaining. But Kathleen Kennedy has managed to make the Star Wars fandom really furious as a Wookiee without its morning caffeine. But the main gripe seems to be her handling of the franchise itself, with some fans accusing her, or a lot of fans accusing her, all the fans accusing her of turning Star Wars into a Disney princess brand, which is basically is definitely sad. All right. And Kathleen Kennedy also faced a lot of backlash with the comments about the fan base being male dominated, which a lot of fans sees as deflection from their criticism about Kathleen Kennedy and her direction of the franchise. And it's like she's trying to use the force to shift the blame, but fans are not even buying it. OK, and let's not forget when Kathleen Kennedy fired Gina Carano from The Mandalorian, which left a bad taste in all the fans' mouths. And it's like she's taking lightsaber to the fandom favorite characters and stuff. And well, let's see how Kathleen Kennedy is reacting now that she's saying that Gina Carano can continue with the lawsuit against Disney and Lucasfilm. OK, but under the leadership of Kathleen Kennedy, Star Wars has become a platform for pushing social justice and diversity agendas at the expense of the franchise's core values. Now, Kathleen Kennedy is more interested in promoting political agenda than telling a good story. Now, we all know that Kathleen Kennedy has become as popular among Star Wars fans as a Rancor at a dinner party, and that's really sad. But here's the thing, though. Remember, the Acolyte is coming from the High Republic. If you go on the Star Wars website and look up the Acolyte, you're going to see that the show is based on the High Republic era. Who created the High Republic era? It was Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, that's simple. It was Kathleen Kennedy. Now, no one wants the High Republic crap. You know, the book sales didn't do well, and Kathleen Kennedy decided to go ahead and pull Kevin Feige and take the books that didn't sell as books and bring it to normies as a show or movie and assume that the fans will love it since it's attached to Star Wars, or they haven't really heard about it. All right. But here's the problem with that notion. Normies know good storytelling from bad storytelling. High Republic is bad storytelling. Otherwise, you'd see a higher rating in the Acolyte. And let's not forget, Kathleen Kennedy decided to go ahead and market this show, the Acolyte, to those who aren't even Star Wars fans in the first place. Okay, and then Kathleen Kennedy decided to go ahead and instead advertise it to those who are basically, you know, non-fans, or in other words, people who have a certain political leaning bend. All right, and the fact of the matter is, this is what led to the Acolyte to becoming a flop. Now, we've also heard several times where Kathleen Kennedy was going to get fired and everything, but nothing usually happens. This may be another false hope, but Disney and Lucasfilm are under pressure from the fans. And if we keep putting pressure on Disney and Lucasfilm and stuff, then they're going to have no choice but to fire Kathleen Kennedy. Now, how is it that she hasn't been fired for so long and stuff? Maybe Kathleen Kennedy got the goods on Bob Iger. Maybe Kathleen Kennedy got the goods on a lot of people in Hollywood. Maybe Kathleen Kennedy has a strong contract and everything to go ahead towards her retirement. Or maybe even if somebody would decide to go ahead and come up and buy Lucasfilm, even though we know that's not going to happen, Kathleen Kennedy is going to have in the contract where, like, at the time of the transaction, I guarantee you she have that she wouldn't be removed from a job. Okay. Now, Kathleen Kennedy is also responsible for the failure of Star Wars and Lucasfilm as a brand. And let's not forget, everyone's talking about Leslie Helen and everything, but she shouldn't be the only one taking the blame over the Acolyte. Dave Filoni shouldn't be the only one taking the blame over the Acolyte. It should also be mainly and squarely put on Kathleen Kennedy. Now, remember, Kathleen Kennedy hired Leslie Helen to make the Acolyte. Kathleen Kennedy is also responsible for making Lucasfilm to have a 50% female employment rate, whether it's as directors, producers, even actresses and writers. Okay, she made that decision. The fans saying that it's political. Fans don't want anything political, whether it's left leaning or right leaning. And guess what? Leslie Helen, no, not Leslie Helen. Kathleen Kennedy is hiring people based on politics instead of merit, if they're actually able to do the job or not. Now, this right here has led to fans become more united against Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm, because Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger decided to go ahead and ignore the fans and listen to investment firms like BlackRock, Vanguard, and even State Street instead of the fans. Now, if they actually listened to us fans in the first place, they would have made more money from us than they would have made from these different investment firms. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional thoughts you might have with this particular topic. If you enjoyed what I shared in this video, go ahead and smash the like button, share far wide across social media. What do you think about this? Do you think that Kathleen Kennedy will be fired, or do you think she's going to be staying the post and then driving Star Wars as well as Lucasfilm further into the ground? Also, from this rumor media, what do you expect to happen there? You know, remember, it's spread rumor that Kathleen Kennedy is not even invited to it. All right, so let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed all the content that I put out there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Till then, peace.